3D weather on 2 News, helping you understand the weather headed your way.
We're going to see a lot of moisture move into our state, and here's why.
So I wanted to explain exactly what happens to cause freezing rain.
Only 2 News has the tools to help you prepare for winter weather.
But the reason why we might see a little bit of snow is because of our fabulous Great Salt Lake. Right now, that water is very warm at 60 degrees. And guess how cold it's going to get just above the surface where you and I live? It's going to be about 5 degrees, a couple thousand feet up in the air. That means we have a huge temperature contrast and we can get lift over the Great Salt Lake. And with rising motion, we're going to get some snow showers developing over the Great Salt Lake. And depending on the wind direction, it's going to be moving downwind, and some lucky folks might be shoveling just a little bit from this system.
So if today's your garbage day, your garbage should be fine this morning. First of all, it's weighted down with all the garbage you put in it throughout the week, but the winds really aren't too bad this morning. This afternoon and especially this evening, though, that's when those winds are going to pick up, and chances are your garbage will have been picked up by then. So your garbage can is a lot lighter. So when you get home from work, you might need to do a little searching for that can. Might be over in your neighbor's yard.
If you have a plane that flies across and you see the contrail but it soon disappears, that means the atmosphere is very dry. So sometimes it's so dry that you don't see any contrails at all. But on the other hand, if a plane flies over and the contrail sticks around and sometimes it spreads out and gets even wider and wider.
Had some showers come in. In fact, some of this was a long duration rain event with a good amount of rain within 2 hours, about a ½ inch between 8 and 10 p.m. Then we brought in colder temperatures and it started to snow. That also aided in breaking these tree branches because the trees did not fully freeze. However, the cold temperatures getting down to about 31, I would suggest, made them quite brittle, these branches. Then the snow started to accumulate, and we put pounds and pounds of heavy, wet spring snow on top of those branches, and yeah, it's inevitable. They break off, and before we know it, we got tree branches falling on cars, power lines, and then we've just got a whole mess. That's why folks are without power.
Let's talk about that cold front. It's going to arrive overnight and into early tomorrow morning. When it comes to your location and the timing of it, I've highlighted when we could see heavy snowfall. Now keep in mind, it's only going to be lasting just a couple hours. Unfortunately, though, it's going to be falling during the coldest part of the day. The sun's likely going to be down, and it's going to be sticking to those roadways.
We've got a lot of moisture in place right now, so all it takes is some daytime heating to lift that moisture, and you get thunderstorms going. But when you have cloud cover in the morning, you can't get that intense sunshine through that cloud layer, so you don't get as much lift. So I'm just expecting a few light showers throughout the morning, but if we get a little break in the clouds around the lunch hour, like it's looking like we could, then I think we'll get some thunderstorms for this afternoon.
So I wanted to show you exactly what happened yesterday in that neighborhood on Gun Range, I believe it's called Gun Range Road, that backs up against that hillside. Basically, there were showers in the area, but there wasn't any rain or lightning strikes within the hillside by that neighborhood. But those showers on the farther end created some cooler air. While that was all happening on the backside of the mountain, somehow a fire was sparked, whether that was an old campfire or maybe even a lightning strike that the radar didn't capture. But basically, that cool air that was forming on the backside of the mountain created a pressure difference and a temperature difference, which created higher winds that pushed down the mountain and put that fire, extended that fire out into the weeds and eventually the houses with that downsloping wind, some of the gusts up to 35, even 40 miles an hour. So prime conditions for fires last night.
Let's talk about what we're seeing right now. It's not a strong inversion, but we had that cold air mass last week, and it's trapped in our valleys because of our geography, and we have some warmer air moving aloft, and that haze is building up, the pollution underneath that inversion layer. So if we want to break the inversion, there's 3 ways. The first way is to get some cold air to equalize the atmosphere, and that can break the inversion and the haze can leave the valleys. If we're not going to see that, how about some strong winds? That really helps things. Those winds can mix and break the inversion and really move the haze out of the valleys. If we don't have strong winds, we can also get some heavy precipitation, rain or snow, and it needs to be heavy to really tear things apart, break that inversion, and allow some mixing to occur, and so we can get some better air quality. And as I mentioned, no storms in the forecast.
We take 2 cups, we fill them with one of them with coffee and the other one with coffee, or whatever you want. It works with hot chocolate too. So if the pressure is high, all the bubbles that you see on the top of the hot chocolate or coffee will go toward the center of the cup because the high pressure is pushing down in the middle of that liquid on top of the cup. So, and if the pressure is low, you'll have the pressure lifting that liquid up, and so all the bubbles will go toward the side of the cup. So we sent Chase Thomason into the kitchen, and let's find out what Chase found out. Did it really happen? Chase?
Let's test out that theory, Sterling. We have a cup of coffee, and we're going to pour it into this mug. Now pay attention, because it happens quick. You can see that those bubbles go to the side of the rim, which means pressure is dropping and a storm is coming our way. Front, though, that is just to our northwest that could be sliding in by tonight into tomorrow. That's going to cool us off. No rain. The core of the storm and the jet stream is well north of Utah, so that's where all the rain will be. There is a very weak disturbance, though, over Vegas, and that's going to be sliding through southeastern Utah by tonight into tomorrow morning. Increase in cloud cover near Lake Powell and Moab, and we might see some isolated showers as well. And you'll see this on Future Track. As we roll through tonight and tomorrow morning, few showers are possible, not a whole lot of rainfall out in eastern Utah.
I think you've got a fantastic forecast when you go down there to watch the Utes battle Texas. 57 degrees. Doesn't that sound nice? 57 degrees at the beginning of the game down there, and by the fourth quarter it will cool down into the 40s.
So let's take a look at the forecast for you as we take a look down Main Street. So tonight, not terribly cold. 30 degrees at 6 p.m., 27 at 8 p.m., and 25 at 10 p.m. And this time of the year, those temperatures could be a lot colder in January.
Check out Oktoberfest at Snowbird. We only have 2 more weekends, and this will be a beautiful weekend. We're forecasting plenty of sunshine for your Saturday and Sunday. You can warm up, eat a nice brat, a schnitzel, a sauerkraut, or have a cold beer. 50 degrees on Saturday and 56 degrees on Sunday, so a little bit warmer by the end of the weekend. It looks like fall, it feels like fall, and a lot of folks are hitting those corn mazes now that we are in October. Let's talk about that forecast as we head into your weekend. On Friday, there's going to be a cold front. We're going to walk you through it in just a moment. Right now, those rain chances are looking very low at 20%. Temperatures staying in the low 60s, and that is below normal for this time of year. Saturday, though, we're going to have plenty of sunshine. Still kind of a cool day as we head into your weekend, a high of 60 degrees. That means bring a heavier coat to all those fun corn mazes this weekend.
The inversion. When the air turns terrible, it impacts your health.
Only 2 News has the weather tools to help you breathe easier. Our exclusive 2 News 3D weather breaks down the science behind the bad air and what it's going to take to clear it out.
Tune in to 2 News.